Hi everyone, I welcome you all to today's discussion on creating awareness and advocacy on the impact of climate change in Nigeria. My name is Sir Pedro Amos Augustine and I'm your host for today's event. I'm so passionate about addressing the climate crisis and exploring possible solutions to mitigate its impact. As a logistics specialist and an MSc master student in Management of Sustainable Development Goals, I've had the opportunity to engage with professors at the course of my studies, with stakeholders on different platforms such as LinkedIn, with great insight on climate change impact and the quest to achieve the UN 2030 agenda on sustainability. And honestly, I've learned a lot from them. I'm so excited to facilitate this conversation with all distinguished guests present on this virtual stage. I sincerely welcome you all as you share your valuable insight and expertise on this critical topic of climate change. Let's work together to drive meaningful change and create a more sustainable future. Uh, Kindly introduce yourself, your profession, and your background. I welcome you all. I'm excited once more to have these great minds on this virtual stage. We are what the world needs to drive change and a sustainable future. Let's dive straight into our discussion on climate change awareness and advocacy. In doing so, permit me to play a short video clip on planetary advocacy and awareness. This short video This video shows that no one is left behind. Since no one is left behind, let's commit ourselves in taking action to mitigate the impact of climate change. With this, we can create a just and sustainable world through advocacy. In the video clip, we can see the rich man, Richard Branstein, and other rich people advocating for climate change around the world. So we are not left behind. So we need to also play our role as global ambassadors and global advocates in making a change. In line to this, I will say, what do we understand by the term climate change? In theory, climate change is a long-time shift in Earth's average temperature and weather condition due to human activities. We won't dive deeply into the scientific aspect of climate change, but rather on sensitizing ourselves and creating awareness through advocacy. For change and sustainable future for the people of Nigeria, Africa, and the world at large. Let's focus our attentions on three pillars. The first pillar will be, what are the activities that created climate change. The second pillar will be what are the impacts of climate change to humanity, to our livelihood, to ecosystem, and the biodiversity. And lastly, what are the possible solutions we can profile to mitigate its impact? So, what are the activities that create climate change? What are the activities that create climate change? Fossil fuel burning, deforestation, and land usage. Production of oil and gas for commercial use. As we all know, Nigeria is an oil producing country, and as such, oil is being refined for commercial use. Oil is being refined into petrol. Crude oil is being refined into gas. Crude oil is being refined into diesel and others used for commercial purpose. So these are some of the activities of fossil fuel burning that create climate change. Increased use of firewood, charcoal by informal traders such as traders of roasted fish, bean cake known as akara, sellers, to mention but a few. So all these people that I mentioned are domestic or informal traders in Nigeria. They does that in order to meet ends meet, but at the same time, the environment is being polluted. It creates heat that emit the greenhouse gas in our atmosphere. So these are the activities. Then when we talk about deforestation and land usage, let's look at urbanization. Urbanization in the sense that the building of new cities. If you look at regions like Lagos and Abuja, new buildings are springing up. People are putting on new structures. As such, people are putting on new structures. People are putting on new structures. And these structures means that the vegetation is gradually disappearing. They are gradually disappearing, and logging of timber for industrial purposes. Logs, when I talk about logs, I'm talking about the logs of tree that are used for furnitures. Yes, it's for economic development, for economic growth, and to increase our GDP. But at the same time, it's affecting or is impacting on the ecosystem. So deforestation and land usage are also factors. The infrastructure development, like new road networks, roads are constructed, dams are constructed, drilling and mining are being constructed. Are being constructed for the economic growth. But all these activities impact on the climate change in Nigeria. So these are the two basic activities that create climate change in Nigeria. Most specifically, I talk about the fossil fuel burning, deforestation, and land usage. The next we talk about is how does climate change impact humanity and the ecosystem. Increase in weather temperature, extreme heat. Let's watch a video clip on recent report on heat wave in Nigeria by A. Adeleke. in March 2024 from the Department of Meteorological in charge of weather forecasting. When we look at this video, it shows how human activities, the fossil fuel burning and deforestation and land usage has impacted on the ecosystem, how it impacted, it increases the weather condition. Then it also affects our mental health. The use of generator sets to power electricity due to inadequate power supply by PHC, Power Holding Company of Nigeria. It impacts our mental health. Imagine living in a property where there are like 10 people with 10 different generator sets, and suddenly the electricity stopped working and everyone decide to put on his generator. What's going to happen? There's going to be noise everywhere. The air will be polluted because of the smoke coming out from the generator. It affects our mental health. It affects our mental sanity. It gives us headache. It gives us migraine. It gives us sleepless night. We cannot have peace. We cannot have privacy. We cannot have that quiet moment we want. So it affects our mental health. They use the sound coming. Okay, let me see. It affects our mental health. The use of generator set for powering electricity due to inadequate power supply. Because Nigeria has been experiencing shortage in electricity supply. As such, people decided to purchase generator set to empower their apartments. The sound from the generator and smoke pollutes the air, which are detrimental to our mental health. This is how it impacts on human health. Then rainfall. Unpredictable rainfall in Nigeria leads to flood. If you could remember, in the 2020, Nigeria experienced the deadly flood especially in Lagos and part of Abuja and South and the Southeast, which so many people lost their life, so many people were rendered homeless. It causes human displacement. Human displacement, flood and drought leads to human displacement. Due to the unpredictable nature of the rain and the severity of the rain, it brings flood and drought. Also, climate change also impacts on food security, resulting to crop failure caused by flood. Crop failure creates unemployment in agricultural sector. Crop failure leads to hunger. Unemployment and hunger leads to poverty. And lastly, what modalities can we use to profile a solution to the impact of climate change in Nigeria? The stage is open. The stage is available for your contribution, insight on how we can sensitize ourselves to create awareness through advocacy. Remember, no one is left behind. You and I have to rise up. Let's work together. Let's help achieve the UN 2030 agenda in sustainability. Thank you.